Hey everyone, welcome to the C&J Art, Adventure, and Family channel. So in this video, I take you along with me as I go to yet another political march. This one was again in front of the Congreso, and it went all the way from there to Plaza de Mayo in front of Casa Rosada, but I only stayed mainly in front of the Congreso in that area around there. And this one took place on Wednesday, September 17th. And it was in protest of the cuts to the universities, specifically the UBA, and to the hospitals, especially to the Children's Hospital, Garahan. And rather than explain politics to you as a Yankee, I have asked my husband to help me explain what's going on here. So, what can you tell me about the vetoes last Wednesday?
I think it was a political movement.
Yeah.
A political move.
By Congress?
By Congress and then by the administration. Because the administration is not planning to pay any of this. They're just planning to stall. So
They're not planning to pay the debt, you mean?
Yeah. The veto was what they were trying to force in the Congress was that the law that they had already passed that declare an emergency with the disabled people and emergency with the provinces and emergency with the universities.
Right.
This emergency means that the government is forced, the national government is forced to give them the money that they owe them.
Oh.
But since they can't do that because they want to, they're with this idea of not spending money.
Where is that money going then?
Well, in one way they deny this, and on the other they low down the taxes for the people who export, or they take out profit, or they take out the percentages of the mining companies.
Yeah.
So they pay less taxes.
Yeah.
And all that money doesn't go where it's supposed to. That it's the rest of the people. At least that was the idea until this administration came over and said, like, no, that's not going there. Now you have all these arguments of corruption and where that money goes to, and that's just a speculation. Nothing is proved except for one or two audios.
So in other words, no one outside of the government knows where that money that should go in certain sectors is actually going?
It would be super easy to figure out where that money ends up going, but it's something easy to say that it's not going where it's supposed to. For example, the money for profit, the people who receives more than certain amount of money every month, they pay taxes for that. It's called profit, and that money is supposed to go to the retired people, was supposed to go to the universities, and it's not going there.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the money that makes the gasoline so expensive, it's in a way for maintaining and building more roads, things that this government is not doing. But the gasoline and the how we call it, nafta, has rose the price 3 times in a month. So there's a lot of things to argue, and nothing ends up. There's no way to say like, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Well, he's going around saying that he took out of the poverty 12 million people.
But everyone's like, What people? Show us the people.
Yeah.
Like, where'd you get that number?
It's not one is where he get that number, and
Yeah,
two,
because on Helatina, Julia, what's her name, was saying that the numbers that were maybe only 3,000 or something.
yeah,
Something
it's
like
not even
that.
a million.
Yeah.
But besides that, I would love the country to be better.
Yeah.
But you don't see that. And if you actually take out of poverty 12 million people, you see that kind of difference in the neighborhood.
You would see it.
You would see it. And instead of that, you see more homeless people every time. It's not a good moment to be showing off, because he has nothing to show.
He would be better. He would be well advised to actually show these people rather than have this number that just seems too fantastical to most people. Because
the problem is that the numbers are all drawn.
I think they're all made up.
They're all made up. They're all made up. If you measure the thing in the same way that we used to measure it 5 years ago, the number would be completely different. But since they moved the parameters and they changed the numbers, then they can say like, no, look, now the number is different. Yeah, but you're taking out of the equation a lot of things. You're taking out of the equation the rent that modifies every 3 to 6 months. You take out of the calculation of the gasoline that as I said, it rose 3 times in a month. It gets out of that equation the devaluation and the difference between the dollar and the peso.
That doesn't make sense.
So
if that were true, the number, like on the Financial Times a while back, were saying how great Milei was and how the inflation fell to like 1.4%. We would not be number 3 after Venezuela and Zimbabwe.
Well, something happened, because the Financial Times said that 3 months ago, and this week they said that Milei was completely alone and confused. So something happened that they are not telling us. That something happened in the middle, because it was super good in the beginning, and then now it's, oh no, it was all smoke. It was always smoke. But they are not accountable for that. Nobody is going to go and say, hey, you destabilized the Argentinian market with the line that you wrote. Can you make accountable for that? Can you make you accountable for that? Because that made us lose millions of dollars that our central bank has to buy in order to keep the money stable.
They got $20 billion from the IMF, right? And they spent just last week in one day $678 million in one day.
Yeah, they play roulette with money that regular people will not see in his entire life.
So they spent like what, 50 million a few days before that, and then 678. I imagine that number is going to go up and up.
Well, I think that it's awesome that we can see this kind of display of March people, of a lot of people, because that means that they realize that they are going to be the ones who pay these things.
Yeah, for the rest of their lives.
Because the sucker who took this debt, he's not going to pay it.
He's gonna go to Miami.
He's gonna go to Brazil.
Brazil?
Yeah, he loves Brazil.
Oh, I would have thought he loved the U.S.
Yeah, he loves the U.S. because he's untouchable there. But there's nothing like Rio.
Well, okay, so they overturned the vetoes for the budgets to Hospital Garahan and the UBA, right?
Yeah.
That's what they vetoed?
Yeah. And now he got into a gray area, and he released a note today. The presidency released a note saying that they're not going to comply because the Congress didn't say where are they going to take that money from. So until the the government doesn't, until the Congress doesn't express an idea about where should they take that money from.
Out of Karina's bank account, I would say.
That's a speculation. That's
I know it's alleged, but
it's a speculation. And you will say that. Some people will say Cristina. Another will say Mauricio. Another will say El Carlos. Another will say Don Dualde.
Well, they all have one thing in common. They are of the upper they are the 1% in this country. Those people have the money.
Yeah. The guilty people here, they're closer to the kind of people who doesn't know what is it to be hungry. But also there's a humongous percentage of that people, that kind of people, that it's also humble and good person.
Right.
They're not all crooks.
Yeah, I know that.
Still, you have a close neighborhood that every time that they see a police car going around, they get pretty nervous. Right. The whole neighborhood.
Right.
So they should take a look at those neighborhoods.
Right.
Don't forget that we are famous, not in a good way, for giving exile to a lot of really bad people.
Well, the U.S. as well.
From Nazis.
I don't know. You guys are competing with the U.S. on that.
Yeah, at least the U.S. made them work. Yeah. We didn't. We just hide them.
Right.
But you have from all around. You have from Nazis to what's it called? From Pablo Escobar family.
Okay.
Those also exiled here. A couple of wives of another cartel's lords. Okay. You have a really weird zoo in this country. Yeah. It's not only mixture or Venezuelans. Mm. The Venezuelans are the ones who you see the most because they're all outside, they're everywhere, they show themselves.
Yeah.
They have no problem. But all these crooks, they hide.
Yeah.
And I really love this march to be happening because it means that people is starting to wake up.
Yeah, like one of those guys from El Destape, I think, was saying, considering the population of Argentina and the amount of people at this march, it shows that most people are more like these guys than not. Like, yeah. They understand what's happening. Every time the government gets loans, they're the ones who have to pay, yeah. while the ones who took the loans out go to their houses in Miami or Brazil.
And look at the double standard, because when they are more than the marchers, they send the police, they send the military, they send the reinforcements, they beat them up to shit.
Yeah.
But now they can play that because you have 100 guys for a cup.
Right.
So, have you seen? You've been there. Have you seen any policemen?
There was not a single policeman anywhere. Nowhere.
Of course.
There were barricades. Like, you could not get even close to the Congreso.
Yeah, you can get a barricade. You can put those metallic thingies.
Yeah.
But nothing else. They're not going to face off these guys.
I thought that was cowardly because it's like, what are these people gonna do to the Congress?
Yeah.
Like they thought they would storm the doors down or whatever. Like,
what would be the difference between what these people is doing and what the jubilados every Wednesday does?
Yeah,
it's exactly the same, but the jubilados, they get beat up every single Wednesday.
Well, the Wednesday I went, they did not beat them up, thank God. And the thing is, when I was there, they're so old and fragile looking. Like, I cannot picture the police actually beating those people up.
Yeah, they do. That's why they need drugs.
that's why. Well, I would like to go again just to see,
To see what?
to see if they actually do that. Like I feel like the more people go there just to keep an eye on the police, the better.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. They need to be put in check.
Because there were several people like me there. There was this other woman I was talking to who was there just to support the marchers. She was a I don't know, in her 30s or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was good. And that guy, some Instagram guy who follows these things with his drone, he's always there. Like at every march I've seen him. And so if the government isn't going to honor the vetoes, what's going to happen?
They're going to win time and rely on the power that they still have on the justice. Since they can't buy congresswomen or congressmen anymore,
Right.
they're going to try to buy the judges and the lawyers. They're more susceptible to these kind of arrangements. They're used to this.
But you already smell the stink of desperation in Milei's government. Like, how successful is that going to be? Like, if people, I mean, already with that, if they put it out there that they're not going to honor these vetoes, how angry are these people going to be?
That's going to be shown in October.
Yeah.
Next month in the election. And that's until then. They're going to have all the justice on their side. Because the justice always plays for the government that it's in power. But as soon as the justice smell the lack of power,
Yeah.
if people goes out and gives him a beat up in all the country for more than 10 points, he's doomed. It's gonna be a really tough Christmas.
Oh, I
People-
can't see them. I can't see that party doing better in October than they did in September, given what they're doing now and how they're just doubling down on everything that made people angry in the first place.
It's how they got to power, doubling up every single bet that they have against them.
But I don't know how. I guess it worked in the past, but now it just
Yeah.
is. Everyone is just angry.
Yeah, it was a short leash. We all knew that.
Yeah.
We all knew that we were going to put that away until something bad happened. And this is extremely bad.
Right.
And you have Christmas coming. Christmas is a very delicate moment here because we love to give presents to each other.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to be baking presents instead of buying.
Yeah, well,
I'll probably do that.
there's a lot of people who's gonna be looting presents, and that's gonna be terrible because that's gonna give him an excuse to
Well,
send the police and beat them up.
there's been times in this country when I worried there'd be a looting because of the economy and how many desperate people were out there, but I didn't
Never
see it. You know, I feel like people know the game. How
People know what comes next.
yeah they
what
know
comes
that
next of
if-
the looting.
if they play that game, they know what will happen to them.
Yeah.
And so you have alternatives.
No.
No, I mean like making presents
You
instead
have
of buying.
alternatives until a certain point because you're talking about presents, but I'm talking about food.
Well, yeah, food. That's
So-
what I mean. Like, it's like, in this economy, it would be a good idea to make food presents like cookies, cakes, stuff like that. Just my opinion, but you know, drinks, beer. I don't know.
I love your junkiness. You're super positive. And
It's my nature, and it's a coping mechanism as well.
yeah, I know, but it it's really good,
You
especially in this moment.
you go the opposite way.
I live here. I'm from here. I've been a lot of disasters going through, and
You've been predicting disasters that never arose. Like,
yeah,
So
yeah, that's a good thing. The bad thing is when I get it. When I said this is gonna happen and it happens, I don't feel good because
let me
I
say,
usually don't say anything good that's gonna happen.
I don't know, like 8 times out of 10, you've been wrong.
That's good. That's good. I hope to keep going like that.
Yeah.
I mean that I'm extremist, but I'm always going to be prepared.
Yeah. But
Those two, I'm pretty sure that it was catastrophe.
yeah. But I really feel for these students who have their entire lives ahead of them, and just how smart and talented most of them must be, especially to get a degree from UBA instead of a private university where you just pay your way through. You know, these people have to fight tooth and nail in order to get ahead. And then the government just keeps making it harder for them.
Yeah, because they don't understand.
Yeah.
Because the government is full of people who never had to struggle, never had the.
Who bought their degrees?
I don't know if they bought their degrees. I
Well,
have
mean,
no
like
idea.
Macri.
Oh,
Macri and
wow, but
did Milei?
Mauricio
Did Milei
is
earn his
different.
degree?
Mauricio is different. Mauricio, it's like the new rich today.
You were saying earlier that if you went to the university, you know, like a lot of these people in the government were just bought their degrees.
Yeah.
And that's why they're such idiots.
Yeah, the other day were saying on TV there were deans on TV of different universities, and one of them said that the politician who got out saying that they were going to definance the UBA,
Yeah.
he was a student who went to economics, and he made the same test 6 times. He failed 6 times the test.
Who was it? Caputo?
No, it was another one of Adorni's fellows.
I wouldn't be
6
surprised if it was
times.
Caputo.
6 times.
Adorni.
And what did he do?
He bought his degree.
Of course, he went to the private. He finished the career. He got his degree. He got his diploma. I'm pretty sure he got a really fancy party, and now he's a politician with a piece of paper. Who I don't know how valid it can be. I'm pretty sure that some of knowledge he must got, but still, it's complicated to validate their attitude
Right.
with all these things going on nowadays. Lies are shorter than usual. With this level of exposition, every time that they say something, 5 minutes later you have someone in Twitter saying exactly the opposite with a really valid argument.
Well, because most of these politicians are old, right? So they're not used to this process where they're exposed so quickly.
Well, and but you have it everywhere. You have it on Milei, who has a really good team of
Trolls.
incels. I was gonna say
Right.
trolls, but yeah, let's say trolls.
Like the ones who comment
But
on
they
my
are
videos.
all they're all from 15 to 40, 15 to 30, and
I would say 15 to 30.
and they are on that part of the life.
Yeah.
Grim.
Yeah. Is Milei trying to completely defund the universities and the hospitals? Does he just want to cut their budgets entirely? Because that's what it seems like.
It seems like that, but there's been a method during this administration that is first they take out the money,
Right.
then they fire the people,
Right.
and then they accuse that foundation or that place to be inefficient. Of course, if you don't give them money, if you don't give them resources, people, of course it's going to be inefficient.
Right.
So, with that idea, it's being super inefficient, so we're going to sell it.
Right.
The thing is, you can't sell the public university because no one is going to buy that building.
Yeah.
And because everything inside a university is political.
Right.
All the politician comes out from the mother core of the universities.
Right.
Every politician, they first started inside the university fighting for the rights of the students or for the parties, right?
Right.
Creating his own agenda.
Right.
It's a completely different world. I remember going to university and I was listening to a class, and from nothing, 3 guys jump into the class, stop everything, and said, "Hey, we are from," and they showed the party. "We're here to talk to you about your rights," and blah blah blah. They brainwash you. They have a really good speech, and if you're a little bit odd or you don't know very good about things, you can get convinced of, I don't know, unicorns are real.
Right. Okay.
They're extremely eloquent.
Yeah.
And really good, very articulate people.
Well, Juan Grabois teaches at the university, right?
Yeah.
At the UBA.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is it the UBA he teaches at?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being in one of his classes. Okay, so they do want to defund the universities and hospitals, but they have a very underhanded method of doing it because they want, in the end, to privatize everything.
Yeah, it's a very cruel way.
Yeah, a very cruel way. Well, the UBA's budget has been slashed by what, 80%? So
Yeah.
I don't see how it can last much longer.
Well, the dean said that they are not going to be able to last very much.
Yeah.
Like half of next year.
Okay.
Alright, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and consider subscribing. I have a Buy Me a Coffee link down below. I also have links to my merch shop and to where you can find my originals. Thank you again and hope to see you next time. Ciao!
Since I'm here, I might as well wait to see if Christina's going to go out on her balcony.